Spirit has had such a longevity.
Everyone involved have taken what they've created to a whole nother level.
A movie demands more of a cinematic quality.
We tried to push as much as we could the danger that an action-adventure movie offers.
When I was little, I was kind of timid. I didn't really like going outside, but I had an adventurous spirit inside.
Easy, boy, easy.
This one for me was super personal.
It was so helpful and brilliant to bring Elaine on as a true, cowgirl, horsewoman.
I've been working with horses since I was 8 or 9 years old. For me, as a director, I really like to make sure that everybody on the project is bringing their unique voice.
The filmmakers stayed true to the spirit and the heart of what these characters were supposed to be.
And my first response to this was I was so moved by the journey of this young girl and her believing in herself.
She's always had a piece missing from her.
She lost her mother. She grows up in a place where she's disconnected from her roots.
Lucky? Where are you? Cora. Lucky?
She's living in an ivory tower, and she's just yearning to get outside and explore and play.
Tom, your grandpa's going to kill me.
And no matter what she does, she's wrong.
Grumpy's just good, right?
Usually. She's kind of this lost little girl who doesn't know exactly who she is or where she belongs.
What's it even like in Miradro?
Miradero. Lucky and Spirit are kindred spirits. They are the same soul.
Lucky has been searching and dying for this feeling of belonging. She gets to Miradero. The lady speaks to her in Spanish.
Fortuna? What?
And she's trying to practice, she's trying to communicate, she's trying her hardest.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? We've been expecting you.
Because she feels that connection, even though she might not have grown up with it.
You look just like your mother.
What Lucky does is really even bigger than the relationship with the horse. It really is about her mother.
We see baby Lucky interacting with her mother Milagro, who was renowned as this famous horse stunt rider.
Be fearless, Fortuna.
Her spirit really lives within her.
You do look just like her. He tries to hide from her, the history of her mother, which she quickly finds.
The bond between a mother and a daughter is so unique. No matter whether she's there physically or not, this learning and this experience of a mother is always living within you.
Remember me? From the train?
If she wants to do something, she's just gonna do it.
You will not go near that horse again.
To allow his daughter to connect with a horse means the potential of losing her.
It's not Spirit's fault Mom fell off a horse.
You don't know what you're talking about.
As incredible as connection is, the fear of losing it is also pretty big too.
The unknown is something we're all a little scared of.
Lucky and Spirit share similar journeys in this.
The nicest part of their journey together is that when they go out on this adventure, it's their mission and their discovery of helping each other find their way back home.
And I think it really is her searching for and finding her identity, and the horse, Spirit, bringing her back to her mother and to her mother's culture.
In the Latin culture, family is everything.
Oh, Prescott's never give up!
It's a movie where it's embracing what a Mexican-American girl's experience is. Culture attributes a lot to identity.
As a little girl, there wasn't a lot of young black girls that I was able to look up to because they just weren't out there.
Put her out there!
Yes, sir!
The diversity really reflects the world that we live in. Kids absorb so much from what they watch and see and listen to, and when they're seeing characters of multiple races and ethnicities and backgrounds and life experiences, it helps them emulate that in real life.
Yeah, we did the impossible. That was crazy.
And I think that's important when we look to entertainment, to see our actual worlds reflected.
My culture is very warm and loving and caring.
If we're able to, as a community, support and lift up each other's differences, that will become the norm.
Rue, you big softie.
We are all one. Being human is all you need.
I also love that it was a friendship movie. It's so powerful for girls and boys to see characters who face their fears and overcome challenges. In this case, these are 3 girls who overcome them together.
You want us to get on our horses, ride all night to stop a speeding train, take down a band of dirty old thieves, and release a herd of wild horses? Yeah, maybe.
Friendship is your chosen family.
Just some cool friends by your side. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of people. This is Maridero. Out here, we stick together.
Thanks, guys.
Friendship, that word has never meant more than it does now, I think, to all of us.
You have to let them know that you'll be there for them no matter what. You're going to be patient because, you know, sometimes people all just need a little patience, but also a little push.
The Lucky we know would never let anything stop her.
They're all so different, and they're from such different backgrounds, but ultimately they really are 3 peas in a pod.
Careful! When you trust yourself, your horse will too. He'll know exactly what you're thinking. Then you'll be joined up. Joined up? That's my favorite trail song!
The term is joining up with your horse.
The concept of joining up is such an important theme throughout the movie.
It's easier than ever when we do things together, join up.
It's an expression in the equestrian world about when a rider and their horse find that synchronicity and are working together as a team.
The trail gets rough, I've got my pal, and that's enough. We join up.
We have expanded the definition to be about finding your place and finding home.
Here's something I'll admit. When I'm out on a trail ride with my horse and he gets scared, I sing to him.
Join up.
You know, that kind of sparked the idea that why don't I just throw some words down and we'll see what happens.
Elaine had actually written that song, I think, before I even came on. It was so funny and endearing and silly, and everyone just loved it, so we all just decided, let's just keep it, you know?
Hills down in the saddle, it's my very best friend.
Since Abigail is this awesome ukulele player in the story, why not have her sing a song about it? McKenna just stopped in her tracks. Wait a second, I have a ukulele in the car. Let me go get it and play you a song.
I'm someone you can trust to the
They rely on each other. Even Abigail and Prue, they had no idea what they were getting themselves into.
Now, I decide not to die falling into a canyon.
I think it's a beautiful message. Whether you're animal or human, you need a herd.
To have, you know, good people that you can trust and that will stay by your side through thick and thin.
Trust. The reason that we pretend to be something that we're not and we don't feel at home is because we don't trust either ourselves or others around us.
You can't just come back into my life and tell me what to do.
It just goes to show when you're vulnerable and you don't know where you're gonna go, you can always rely on friends.
Don't!
I'm a big believer that stories can heal people.
I'm so proud of you. Now go finish what you started. Prescott's never give up.
Thanks, Dad.
Courage and bravery is not the same thing as not having any fear. Courage is recognizing you're afraid and going for it anyway.
No matter how hard the journey or the obstacle feels, it's important to always stand up and do what you think is right.
The real lessons come when we slow down, and oftentimes it's animals, it's the natural world that can teach us those lessons.
It's important to be yourself. It's something we go our whole lives trying to find and chase, and Lucky finally gets it, and it's inspiring to see.
Find your own voice and what you love. You gotta just go for it. There are gonna be challenges, and you just gotta keep moving forward.
The reason I think that we're so drawn to film is because it enables us to see ourselves.
I think the individuality and the diversity of these characters is what makes them all unique heroes.
On any given day, I'd like to be as courageous as Lucky. Sometimes I win, and sometimes I don't. But I try to get up every day and live that story.
I just rode a horse. Around here, we call that hanging on for dear life. Hey, but it's a start.
A crucial part of this movie was the relationship between the 3 girls.
Easier than ever when we do things together, join up.
I think that it's really important to have good friends like Lucky and Prue and Abigail.
They're so funny and they're so supportive and they're so different from one another, but they form this really strong trio.
They probably wouldn't have been able to achieve what they achieved on their own. It really took all 3 of them.
Prue, Abigail, and Lucky.
I'm never going to take this off.
I think it shows a real depiction of what friends are really like. We're goofy, we're different.
Prue, you have a pretty good voice. We should start a band.
Nope. And we all compensate for what the other might be lacking, whether that's courage, confidence, silliness, or determination.
Lucky, wait! Okay, don't look down, don't pull back, and just trust him.
We have grown watching a lot of movies that peg women against each other and compete against each other.
Women are victims of prejudice so much still. Having role models like Lucky gives the young girls a set of tools that might give them confidence.
Doesn't that girl ever give up? Get rid of her!
my daughter rode for a while, so she really went through the whole little girl horse stage.
Lucky really is me just channeling myself at 12 and 13.
Obviously, it's very important for young women and young boys to see strong women.
Having a strong point of view about what it actually means to be a girl, a woman, what we fear, what we find challenging, how large we aspire to be in the world. You can't really tell that story without having female voices.
You think she'd teach me how to do that? I really fell in love with the team.
Like, I've never worked with this many women in a movie ever. We have producers that are female. Our director is a woman.
We all came together to tell a story about empowering women.
I found out, which I didn't even know until a couple months into the project, that I'm actually the first woman to ever score a DreamWorks animated feature. Very honored.
To have all of these women on this team bringing their own personal feelings about being a little girl to it just made it that much more exciting.
There was no ego in the room. They are so collaborative.
This period, especially the period that Lucky is in, you're not a little girl, but you're not a teenager either, is really the first step a person takes towards discovering, who they are and what they like and what they care about.
Lucky coming into a world where she is new and then she embraces it in her own way is a really great message for young girls out there.
And this is all about teamwork and female empowerment.
Careful! When you trust yourself, your horse will too. He'll know exactly what you're thinking.
The best thing that a woman can do is cherish another woman in their lives.
Eyes on the road, Abigail.
I hang out around really strong women, and that's really shaped me in who I am as a person.
I'm very blessed with really strong, amazing female friendships.
Such a well-loved character and series, and I think that all of these girls are hungry for more.
It's very inspiring to young girls to see themselves reflected in TV, in film, in animation.
I hope that this movie makes little girls feel more confident of who you are.
Not necessarily saying girls need to get outside and girls need to go out and be action heroes, but girls have the capability and the agency to be a variety of things simultaneously.
Not just our industry, but culture in general is still going through a really huge transition of acceptance and inclusion and diversity. It's important to still reach out to young girls and let them know it's hard, but it's okay. We're almost there, but we got to keep going.
So I want every little girl to say, that feels like me. I know that person. That's how I feel on the inside.
Hello, my name is Wendy Sullivan. I'm a story artist on Spirit Untamed, and I'm going to show you how to draw some of the characters. Let me show you how to draw Lucky.
I just rode a horse. I almost died, but I just rode a horse.
So we'll start with her head. She's super confident, so we'll give her a nice sturdy pose. Both feet planted firmly. Maybe we'll put her hands on her hips. She knows what she's about. Do little crosshairs for her face. And then we'll give her a nice, confident-looking expression. I always tilt one of her eyebrows up. Got big, adventurous eyes. She's got kind of a long nose. We'll give her a little cute smile. And her ears are super cute. I love how they stick out. She's got 2 big tufts of bangs. And she doesn't like her hair up, so we'll have it nice and free, flowing in the wind. So for her chest, kind of a little beanbag shape. We'll split down the middle so we know where the center of her is. Do another little circle for her hips. And then for her feet, I do like a little triangle, and then another triangle. And don't forget her boots. Remember, her boots are nice and red, so if you want to color them, go for it. You can't forget her mom's sash. We'll make sure that's flowing in the wind too, so give it a nice swoosh. Don't forget the little tassels at the end. Kind of clean up her hands a little bit. Now, hands on hips poses are a little tough.
I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Just remember, arms are kind of like cylinders. So you just do one like that, another one like that. Same for her legs too. Long little cylinders. And then you just connect them. And there we have it. There's Lucky. Now we're gonna draw a spirit.
You do have a lot of spirit.
Start with a big old circle for the shoulders, another circle for his hips, and then we'll give him a nice strong pose because he is the leader of the herd after all. We'll give him another little circle for his head, and then we'll connect that all with this line that swoops from between his ears down for his neck. Connect these two for his back. And then for his face, do like a little triangle shape for his forehead. Give him those strong eyebrows. And then for his snout, we'll do 2 lines. And then we'll connect them for his muzzle. His little nostrils. Give him a little smirk. We'll come down like this for his cheek. We'll have his eyes looking back. Maybe he's looking back at his herd. And his ears are faced the other way because he's alert. And there's this muscle that connects from like his cheek down to his chest. This will be the front of his neck. He is also wild and free, just like Lucky, so his hair, his mane, will be blowing in the wind. So do some nice big swooshes for that. So then for his shoulder, nice and strong, firmly planted pose. So many joints in horse legs. So we've got the big circle, and we've got another circle, and then we have the hoof, which is actually their toe. Horses are standing on their tippy toes. Do another big swoop for his belly. You can just shade in the legs that are in the background. And then his tail, another big swoosh. So he actually has a white mark that goes down his face. So if you want to color him in, remember to add that. So there he is, their spirit. Now we're gonna draw Prue.
Prue Granger!
So Prue, she's the smart one. So we're gonna give her a nice, confident pose. So we'll start with a circle for her head. And a nice long line. We can relax her arms and just have them resting behind her back. You can do little cylinders for her arms. And then we can kind of square out her body shape. And then go across her chest. And then that can also line up for her overalls that she's wearing. So you make 2 little straps and do like little circles for the clasps. And then the little pouch in the front. So we'll give her like a sweet little smile. Raise her eyebrows a little. She knows what she's about.
Hold her right there!
Yes, sir!
There's big circles for her eyes. And her little ear. And the ears line up with the bottom of the nose and the top of the brow. You can make little lines to match them up if you want to. A little cylinder for her neck. And she's got super coiled hair. So just get in there with some squiggles. And then it comes down with this nice braid that goes over her shoulder. She's also got a nice ribbon that goes in too, so don't forget that. And then we can finish off her overalls. You can do like really short little cylinders for the bottoms of her overalls. They're like tucked in a little bit.
Tráilers.
You
Visita
can
mi
block
canal.
out her foot shape and then clean it up with a little ankle boot for that little arch to signify it's a boot. Did you know that little heel in the boot also helps keep your boot in the stirrup when you're riding?
So, don't you have chores to do?
And there she is. There's Prue. Now we're gonna draw Chica Linda. So again, we'll start with the big circle for the chest, another big circle for the hips, and then a swoosh to connect them for her back, and another swoosh for her belly. She's a little more slender than Spirit. And we'll do that muscle that connects the head to the chest. She's a palomino. So we'll give her a nice pose that kind of signifies that she knows what she's about. In the front of her neck. And then her face is in profile, so it's a little easier to draw. Just kind of round out her cheek in that circle. Get her brow. And you can make another little circle for her muzzle, just in case. And then start connecting them. Chica Linda actually means pretty girl in Spanish. And Chica Linda is a pretty girl. We'll give her a little sassy expression. So like lift that brow and have her looking off to the side. But her ears are pointed forward because she's confident. And we'll do a little swoosh for her forelock. And then another swoosh for her mane, which is super long and luxurious. You can just start out with sticks for her legs, really. Just kind of block them out. Her hips will start about here. We'll come down a straight line. And then we'll go like this. And straight again. And then kind of swoop for this part. You just make circles to block out all her joints. And her back leg joints and her front leg joints should all match up. That helps make her look more stable. And horses' back legs are always deceiving because you want to make them have that angle, but you don't want to push it too hard or else it'll look weird. Do these little triangles for her feet. And then she has a super long tail, so a big swoosh for that. And there she is. There's Chica Linda. Now we're gonna draw Abigail.
Pleasure to meet you, madame.
Abigail is super fun. She's one of my favorites, but don't tell the others. So we'll start with a circle for her head, and then we'll do this kind of first line to show some sass in her pose. So we'll give her a nice fun pose. Get her legs blocked. And her shoulders. And these little crosshairs for her face, where her eyes go. She's got big round cheeks, super cute, and a little button nose. She's probably looking off to the side like, hey guys, I got a joke for you.
Whoa!
So we'll do this big swoosh for her bangs. And this cute little flip for her hair. And don't forget her little headband, little bow. And we'll do some cylinders for her arms. Put her hand on her hip. Another little cylinder for her neck. And then wrap it in this little collar, her little shirt collar. She's probably tossing an apple, maybe.
I've got you covered, buddy. Don't you worry.
Have her holding that. And apples are almost heart-shaped, but they have a little butt at the bottom. A swoosh for a leaf, a little stem, little action lines of her tossing it. She knows you're supposed to feed horses apples, not potatoes.
Horses are finicky. They've got a real sweet tooth.
But her horse will probably eat anything. She's got these cute little jeans, go down past her knees. And she's got nice working boots. And a little pocket. And there we go. There's Abigail. Now we're gonna draw Boomerang. Boomerang is a super fun horse. I love him. He's a paint. He's bigger than the other guys. So we'll do a nice big circle for his chest.
Visita mi canal.
Another circle for his hips. And another circle for his head. Just to kind of block it all out. And then we'll give him a fun, like, in-action pose. So we'll do little sticks, but we'll block them out. So I have 1 foot going forward, 1 foot going back. Kind of like he's prancing. We'll do the little triangle for the top of his forehead. And these 2 long lines for his nose. He's got a bigger snout than the other guys. And little big nostrils. And then kind of a goofy grin. Little eyes. Not little eyes, big eyes. Make him look like he's having fun. And this nice round part of his cheek. And then his ears, they could be turned back a little bit because he's like listening behind him. Like, oh, are you guys chasing me? I just did something silly.
Whoa! I almost died!
So we'll do this line for his neck. Kind of bring it up like this for his shoulder. His other shoulder. And then these little lines for his chest muscles. Oh, don't forget to add little swoops for his mane blowing. We'll do these little circles for his joints. Little triangles for his hooves. Go around for his joints. This big old rear end. Just do this big old swoop for his belly. And then his tail. Another big swoosh. He's got a paint mark around one eye. Another one coming down his neck. And then one kind of right here. And there we have it. There's Boomerang.
My name is Becky G. I am here in the studio working on a very, very special song called You Belong. Let's do it. Wild, you're wild at heart. Fear can fence you in. Child, you've known it from the start. It's time for this to end. Oh, the winds of change are blowing strange and strong. Oh, beyond your way, beyond the world, do you know? Though the road is broken, heart is hope to keep on keeping on. It won't be long until you find where you belong. Until you find where you belong.
that's how it's gonna be.
The winds of change are blowing strange and strong. So go beyond your way, beyond the world you know. Though the road is broken hearted, hope and keep on keeping on. It won't be long until you find where you belong. Broken heart was hoping you kept keeping on. Always know that you are right where you belong. Awesome!
I admire everything about Lucky, her sense of fearlessness and bravery.
Whoa! Careful! Careful!
In real life, Isabella is such a passionate person when it comes to her creativity and her music and her acting.
Just get a bit closer, I can jump!
She threw herself into the role, and for us, she brought authenticity.
I told you boys we'd get the rest of them.
Leave them alone!
Oh, Lucky is so stubborn. I think the writers and directors did a good job of picking you.
No! Those horses aren't
These
yours!
horses are none of your business.
Spirit reminds me of my dog, Pluto. Although we don't speak to each other, we still understand each other. He was rescued, and he has 3 legs, so I think they have a similar situation in the sense that they both kind of got a rough hand dealt to them in life.
She was our North Star for all the other characters that we surrounded her with.
And it's great, you know, to have a character that has equally as many struggles as triumphs.
Listen to the wind roll.
We are both just free spirits.
Another instance of just the perfect actress for the perfect role.
I feel like me and Prue kind of want to be in a space that we feel self-care and self-love and do what makes us happy. If you want him to trust you, you've got to show him the 3 C's. Calm, confidence, and carrots.
Prue. You know, her name is Prudence, so she's more reserved.
Just take it slow. Horses can feel what you feel.
She's a leader. She's a true leader.
Prue Granger!
We needed somebody to go along on this adventure who wouldn't let everybody just jump over a cliff without thinking about consequences first.
Now, I decide not to die falling into a canyon.
So she was a little bit of the brains of the operation when Lucky went out on the adventure, and that's a lot of what Marseille brought to the table naturally.
Around here, we call that hanging on for dear life. As a country girl myself, seeing myself in her is really cool, and it's lots of fun. And that's probably the best part of this entire thing.
Abigail is rambunctious. Whoa! And excitable. Joined up, that's my favorite trail song!
If Lucky's the heart and Prue's the brains, Abigail was the living in the moment, wild and free.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh no, you don't! My 6-year-old brother moves faster than you.
Excitable and quirky, and she has a natural comedic talent.
I like to think that I'm funny, but I don't know how many people would agree with me.
But she's also so sweet. She has a heart of gold.
I have a giant painting of a horse in my room. My whole room is all unicorns and horses and rainbows. I love wild horses. They're just majestic.
McKenna, my goodness, she was a wonderful energy to add to the group.
Having someone you can trust to the end. I think that it's really important that you put your heart into everything that you do, that you feel really passionate about.
He is the bad guy.
All right, boys, let's round him up.
Charming.
Stay out of trouble now, princess.
And a ruthless villain.
Well, have a nice ride, ladies. Go on, get in there.
He plays villains so deliciously.
And it brings a tear to my eye.
And you love to hate the guy. But now I love to love the guy too in real life. He's so wonderful and really creative and spontaneous.
We're almost home free.
He's from the South. He's got an authenticity. He is a horseman.
When we were pitching through the story and telling him about Milagro, who is this incredible stunt rider, he stopped us in our tracks. My mother was a stunt rider.
And she just put me on the back of a horse when I was 6 years old and said, "Hang on!" I turned my son onto it about 2 years ago, and he is now a better rider than me. So horses and the love of horses run really deep in our family.
Broad-shouldered, dependable, affectionate.
Hey, Lucky.
Well, Lucky Prescott.
With Al, we were looking for a lot of warmth and intellect, a man of stature, but one that had enough sensitivity to be a good father and a role model.
I don't know where you guys rode in from, but in my corral, we treat horses with respect. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. We're absolutely clear.
And that voice, it's just so warm and rich.
Wow. Let's hear it.
In a movie that the actor can only bring their voice, that's the voice that you want.
He just kind of sat in the booth and Al came out naturally.
Well, Lucky Prescott, where are you off to in such a gallop?
Al is the perfect example of a father.
I get to drive.
Okay, but don't tell your mother. She'll have my hide.
But we wanted him to be the center, the grounded person who could help Jim find his way.
I never should have let her go.
Yeah, go is the word of the day, as in the girls are gone.
With my kids, I used to be Mr. Strict and now I'm Mr. Easygoing, so the older ones think that I'm strict and the younger ones think that I'm very easygoing.
I love Milagro's spirit.
The presence of this character infuses the rest of the movie.
Be fearless, Fortuna. Milagro is a woman that lives by example, and she shows her to be fearless. She shows her to go for whatever she dreams and what her heart desire is. It was really important to bring this joyful, rich, loving, nurturing side to Milagro.
And the loss of her resonates throughout the movie.
It really sets the tone for what Lucky's journey is going to look like and where she's heading towards. My mom rode horses her entire life, and then her horse had a baby, and that was my horse. And it was just so beautiful because it was that mother-daughter relationship, and we had it both with our horses and within our life.
Asa was able to nail it and carry this important part with just so little on screen. Who can do that? Well, Asa Gonzalez can.
What's not to love about Aunt Cora? Oh.
May I offer you a hand there, ma'am?
Well, I never.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
She's in this position where she is responsible to a lot of people, to her father, to her brother, to this little girl. Do I need to remind you of what happened at the last event?
Mistakes were made.
Julianne just brings the character of Cora alive. You know, going deeper and making it authentic, but still funny.
I need a strong cup of tea and to burn this dress.
I admire the fact that she tries to deal with everybody's needs, you know, and tries to make everybody as happy as possible. And she really does so out of a deep, deep love for this little girl.
Pancakes.
Breakfast?
My favorite.
We thought Julianne brought so many cool ideas.
What the heck is Heck Mountain?
We bring all of these actors in because of who they are, and to not allow them to sit there and do that would be a shame.
No. Which one of these says Miradero Festival?
And she's able to change. She's able to deal with these differences and be flexible and grow as a person.
May I offer you a hand there, senorita?
I never.
And that's what life is about. How do we move through life and learn more and experience more and feel more?
Jim is a bit of an eccentric. He's Lucky's father.
Home sweet home. Mi casa, su casa?
Jim is just socially awkward, which is something that I loved about him. I find myself, though, you know, I'm a performer and all those things, I think ultimately I'm pretty socially awkward.
Sorry about the mess. I bring my work home with me.
He was so deeply in love with his wife, and so I think he's terrified of losing again.
I couldn't keep her mother safe. How was I supposed to keep her safe?
Jake, he throws himself into it. He's not afraid.
Well, make yourself comfortable. There are extra seats in the hall.
He also had a lot of ideas and actually helped us develop a much more deep and well-rounded character arc for Jim.
This isn't the city. Around here, we have different rules.
You can't just come back into my life and tell me what to do.
He goes, oh no, it has to be my fault. It has to be a character flaw so that I have something to grow from.
I'm sorry.
No, Lucky, I'm sorry. I'm so proud of you.
I mean, I think Jim's biggest challenge is opening his heart again. Ultimately, you know, love does win out in the end, and it's pretty clear when Lucky returns how much he adores her.
Thanks, Dad.